Hello and good morning, beautiful people. Of course, right now is the time for another exciting episode of, well, the best thing that ever happened to Breakfast TV.
You know how it is. You know what we call it? It's Wake Up Nigeria, the show Nigerians love to catch up with every single morning. And like play.
In fact, like joke.
March is about to end. Today is
We're
Tuesday.
like halfway through. Well, the kids will be coming on holidays soon.
Yeah, so things are happening. Easter's coming, the holidays. Well, it's going to be exciting today. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now, the world is a lot smaller and smarter now. You can be right with us on the go.
Yeah,
and,
of course, wherever you are. Yeah, so we're streaming. So you can watch us on your device using tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook as well. So, I mean, just use your Facebook account, search for TVC Connect, and
use
voila.
the hashtag.
Yeah.
Important, Wake Up Nigeria. And I was watching some clips on YouTube yesterday. Yeah, so on YouTube as well. Make sure you go back if you missed something.
Over 100 episodes. You can check us out.
Yeah, honestly.
Different things happening.
Stuff. So we have a chef in the building. She's not just a chef. She is the chef.
Yeah, Chef Yvonne is back. We're excited.
Hello, morning Nigeria.
Good morning, everyone.
She's hanging out with Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hi.
And, now there's something fishy going on.
Something fishy in
Literally. The joke was just right there. I had to take it.
Yeah, so let's start by talking about what the show is going to be about today. We'll be starting with entertainment news, and Mike will be bringing us all the lowdowns.
Or the downloads.
Yeah, the downloads, the 411 basically, on the world of entertainment.
Okay, also UNICEF consultant and child rights advocate Taiwo Akinlami will be joining us after that for a discussion on raising teenagers in the 21st century.
And for the love of information on all things tech, we'll be bringing you tech news later on the show.
Very important. So also, we have Ifeoma Fafunwa joining us for a chat.
She is the producer and director of Hear Word, a stage production that recently went on stage in the United Nations and toured Harvard University in the US.
From lighter issues like pressures from society to be married, barrenness, harassment in the workplace, to heavier issues like rape, child bride issues, circumcision, and
so many issues that have to do with women were really put out there in that particular stage production. And it'll be really interesting to find out, you know, her inspiration.
So it's Women's Month, and one of the things that women don't like to acknowledge, Mike, is the fact that, I don't know why Mary is looking away.
I'm rolling my eyes
is the fact that women have made so much progress in the last 25 years. In the area of equal pay, which is what you guys are fighting for. I mean, essentially
we're
now,
not quite there yet.
Women are earning more than men.
No.
Generally speaking.
No. That is not true.
Anyway, so equal pay.
Okay, let me let you finish.
Co-parenting.
Really?
You know, there's equality in that area. It's getting better. Men are getting better. Now you have stay-at-home husbands. So things are changing, you know, in favor of the women.
Mary, should I let you take the floor?
No, you start.
Okay, so these stay-at-home husbands that are probably forced to stay at home because they couldn't find something better to do, end up taking the reins. And they're doing well at it, and they didn't believe they could do well at it.
Exactly.
So it's not like they, you know, it's because women were fighting for them to stay at home. No, it's never been like that.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, I've actually met one stay-at-home husband, and it was a struggle initially, because they were our neighbors, you know, where we used to live. It was a struggle initially for the first 2.5 years, because the bank shut down and he had to be at home. But his wife had a great job. And during that 2-year period, she kept, you know, moving up on a job, changed jobs and everything, and she started doing very well. But after a while, you know, the guy just chilled. And, you know, he was doing some small business at home and running something off his computer and everything. But he's basically at home right now.
You see, part of the issues we have with this stay-at-home parenting has to do with society. And it goes both ways. When a woman is a housewife, it's believed that she doesn't do anything. And yet there's a lot a housewife does. A housewife works so hard that if you and your wife, who is a housewife, actually try to measure what you both did, you realize that she does a whole lot more than you as a man who goes out to work.
Why are you dragging into the women
now,
again?
for
I'm
women
talking
who
about
work,
men.
wait now, you are the one who started this
sorry,
topic now.
apologize.
For women who work, it's even a whole lot more when you have to measure it on the scales.
Of course.
So a man being a house husband or choosing to be a stay-at-home dad, at the end of the day, he realizes the responsibilities an average woman has. Yeah. It's not just about being a stay. I know so many women, they go out to gist, gossip. And so there's this mentality that when a woman stays at home, she's useless. It's not so. Some of them do that to stay sane.
The issue I find is that...
I want to hear Mike's take on this, though.
Mike is just... okay, Mike.
Mike is trying to think of his sisters and how to handle it.
No, dog, just,
Mike.
There's never been a problem with pay, at least in Nollywood. Let's look at entertainment as it is, man. The women are the ones making all the money. They're the ones buying all the SUVs. Where are the guys?
What are you talking about?
I agree.
The guys have always been in the background.
What are you talking about? Do you want us to dissect that?
Argue with your ancestors.
Really?
It's not up for argument.
Mike, honestly...
You know, because...
when it comes to family,
there was this post,
it's a whole new ballgame.
There's this post I was looking at, I saw online, and it was a guest of had here. She's an OAP, and she was shaking a very large table. It had to do with this kind of stuff. So that's why I've been kind of quiet, because if I should talk, I will shake the floor. You
will end up falling down. You want to start
to shake the floor, but I would love to know what you think. You should talk to us. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on our social media pages.
Especially if you're a stay-at-home dad. Let us know
it's been a while.
And how you're doing it.
It's the headlines in the papers right up next.
Thank you so much, Mike. We're starting with the Punch this morning and the headline, FRC, Lagos, Osun, Cross Rivers debts exceed revenues by over 480%. Nigeria has enough capacity to repay 21.7 trillion naira debt, says Adeosun. Buhari's government is not corrupt like past administration, says Osinbajo. Ekiti governor's poll must win for APC, says Oyegun. House of Reps Speaker Dogara backs restructuring. Wake up to your responsibility, Sultan-led JNI tells Buhari. 10 feared dead in fresh Kogi attacks. IG withdraws policemen attached to VIPs. Lack of financial autonomy affecting state judiciaries, says the Chief Justice of Nigeria. And we've arrested thugs working for Melai, says police. And finally, overloaded heavy-duty vehicle owners to pay 10 million naira fines, says the federal government, all on the cover of The Punch.
On the cover of the Vanguard, it says, corruption in judiciary goes beyond bribery, says the Chief Justice of Nigeria. It says extralegal judgments, orders, also corrupt acts. Adds corrupt judges constitute a disgrace, disaster to Nigeria. That's the main headline. And it also says here that suspected thugs, kidnappers, robbers finger Dino Melaya as arms supplier. Got that right. And it's Kogi government police frame up, says Melai. It also says here NERC breaks Disco's monopoly, introduces meter asset providers. Jonathan's government shared 150 billion naira 2 weeks before 2015 elections, says Osinbajo. Barclays protest interference from 9 Mobile board. IGP orders withdrawal of policemen attached to VPs, or rather VIPs, politicians, others. And finally, experts raise alarm over rising cases of kidney disease in pregnant women. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
The Daily Sun leads with the headline, Jonathan blew 150 billion naira days to 2015 election, says Osinbajo. Claim untrue, says Jonathan's aide. IPOB asks federal government to produce Nnamdi Kanu. Air pollution, Lagos orders residents of Oregun, Ketu, Olusosun, Alausa, others to relocate. Wow. Electoral Act, National Assembly assembles 6 SANs, experts to tackle Buhari, INEC committed to democracy. Egmont Group's silence puts Nigeria on edge. Kogi, suspected herdsmen kill traditional ruler, wife, 8 others. Wow. All on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The cover of The Nation says 46 senators sign up to back Buhari in polls order battle. Governors join lobby to save president's veto. And there's some information on what the law, Section 58, says there on the cover. Osinbajo says $3 billion lost to NNPC strategic alliance deals, 150 billion naira stolen 2 weeks before 2015 elections. U.S. firm to invest $1 billion in Unity Bank. Suspect says Melaye gave us 3 guns, 430,000 naira cash. Ladoja's 4.7 billion naira corruption trial resumes today. And finally, Oyegun says Buhari will ensure free Ekiti poll. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
All right. And the Nigerian Tribune has the headline, Kogi, suspected herdsmen strike, kill traditional ruler, wife, 9 others. That's a sad one. Police parade criminals allegedly working for Melaye. It's a plan to shut me up, says Melaye. Dapchi abduction. Police deploy 2,000 in 300 public schools in Northeast. Pilot survives as Air Force plane crashes in Kaduna. IG orders immediate withdrawal of police from VIPs. No more parking on highways, Buhari warns tanker drivers as road unions commend Fashola. Lagos government asks residents near Olusosun dump sites to relocate. Finally, Ekiti governorship election, a must-win for APC, says Oyegun, all on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
And that's what we have on the headlines for now.
Of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
So Mike is on standby. He's ready right there with Sheon for aerobics this morning.
Hey, Mike.
Okay, I've got Sheon here, and he's making his debut on the breakfast show. How are you doing, Sheon?
I'm very good.
All right, cool. So what do you have for us this morning?
Cardio intensive, which is total body workout.
Okay, cardio,
Intensive.
high intensive total body workout. How you doing, guys? All right, okay, see you all when you're done. Take it away.
Okay, guys, are we good? Take it off now. Now we're gonna go warm up first. How ready? Take it out. Take it up. Let's go. How ready? To the front. Let's go. Good job. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Now let's go. Spread it out. Go. Good job. Let's go. Almost there. Just warm up. Anything you want to do, if you want to work out, you go for warm up first. Are we good? Now time to go for jumping jack. Go. Jump jack. Go. Good job. And 1, and 2, and 3. Good job. Take it up in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job. Now relax, guys. Now we're going for squats, side to side squat. Are you ready? 3, 2. Let's go to the side. Good. Close out. Other side. Good job. That's 2, 3. Good job. Go. 4. Let's go. Good job. 5. Take it up. Let's go. 6. Good job. Let's go. 7. Yeah. Go. 8. Good job. Yeah. 9. Don't forget the squat position. And the last one, and hold the position. Now we're good. While holding the position, we're going up, push up, up press, and down press. Are we ready? 3, 2, go. Up. 1. Go. Good job. 2. Let's go. Don't forget the squat position. 3. Good job. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Let's take it off, guys. Are we ready? Now the next one. Side to side high knee. Are we ready? 3, 2. Take it up. Go. And up. Go, 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 go. Good job. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job, guys. Now that's what we call the lower body workout. Now we're going to the upper body workout. Are we ready, guys? Now let's take it down, everyone. Are we good? Now we're going to push up press. I'm baby pose. Are we ready? 3, 2, push up, go. Baby pose. That's 1, 2, go. 3. Don't forget the position. 4. Good job. Let's go. 5. Go. 6. Let's go. 7. Almost there. 8. 9. Now take it down. Take it down. We're good. Now the next one. Elbow flex. Still working on the upper body. Are we good to go? I know you're following me. Are we ready? Take it down. Let's go. Good job. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's take it off, everyone. Good job. Now we're working out. We have been doing body workout. Now it's time for us to dust out. Are we ready? 3, 2, go. Let's go. 5. Let's go. Good job. 1, 2. Good job. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we good? Now throw out the front. Let's go. Good job. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Let's go. Almost there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Good job.
So, how are you expected to feel after this sort of workout?
Yeah, our metabolism should increase. Like after workout, no matter how you want to do the workout, first of all you stretch, you warm up. Then after you warm up, after the workout, the way you breathe will be more intensive than the way you're supposed to breathe.
You guys feel like that?
Yeah.
Great one. Thank you very much, Hill. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, so let's head over to the kitchen. Mary, what's up? What's happening this morning? What are we having for breakfast?
All right, you're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mike. Well, I've got Chef Yvonne right here, and she's always glued as usual. So, what are we making today?
Well, like Titi said, there's something fishy.
Very fishy.
In the kitchen. So we're doing fish today.
Fish?
Yes.
What
fish.
sort of fish? Because when you say fish, we have so many of them.
We're doing croaker fish.
Okay.
Yes. Now, fish happens to be one of my specialties. Yes, I specialize in fish, especially croaker fish, catfish, the grills.
The way you even mention fish makes one want to just eat like hungry. But let's just go over the menu. Are we just going to call it fish?
No, it's actually baked croaker fish in soy and garlic sauce. And
oh, that's
it's going to go.
It's fishy here.
It's fishy.
Okay, let's go over the ingredients.
We're having it with veggie pasta. So we have
pasta.
yes, vegetable pasta.
Okay.
We have our pasta here.
Okay.
We have our fish, of course.
Yeah.
And we have the vegetables that are going to...
Just a moment. If you check your screen right now, you'd see today's menu: baked croaker fish in garlic and soy sauce, as well as veggie pasta. The ingredients are right there, so you can quickly scribble them down and catch up with what we're doing here. Okay, go ahead, Mom.
So we have the vegetables that are going to die with the pasta.
The tomatoes.
The tomato. We have your carrots. You have your green pepper, your red bell pepper. You have your habanero pepper for just that little zing. Some people don't like pepper, but I mean, for me, we're Nigerians. We love pepper. We have your onion. You have garlic. We have salt.
Sea salt.
Sea salt, yes,
wondering,
sea
this
salt.
looks so much like sugar.
It's sea salt.
Okay.
We have our seasoning.
That's the secret spice he has refused
Don't
to
even
tell
go
us.
there. Forget it.
Now, wow.
This is paprika.
Okay.
Yes, and this is cabbage and spring onions.
So, what's the first thing we'll do? Oh,
but we also have our
stock.
No. This is garlic.
Garlic.
Blended garlic.
With ginger or just plain garlic?
Just garlic.
Wow.
Then we have our soy sauce and granite oil.
Okay.
That's right.
So, what's the first thing we're doing now?
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to season our fish so that it goes into the oven and starts baking. It takes a little while, so it's better to get that out of the way.
Okay, let's get started with the fish.
Now you have your croaker fish. You wash clean, scrape all the scales off it.
Take out
all the dirt and all whatnot. Now I like to make incisions on my croaker, on my fish generally.
Right.
It helps when you're seasoning, and it allows the seasoning to get right in there and let it be all nice and tasty. So I make my incisions on the fish.
It's funny how if you're not a chef or you don't know much about cooking and you see the incisions, you think it's just for decoration purposes.
No, it's not.
It's actually
it's very important so that the seasoning gets into it, because it's fish, you know, and it's got all this meat and flesh on it. So for the seasoning to penetrate right into it. So we have our seasoning.
Okay.
So we do that. We get it all nice and coated.
Okay.
Coat it up nicely.
You're going to be soaking it inside each incision?
Yep. I like to do that.
Okay.
Get it all nicely into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have our casserole dish at the back there.
Okay, let me
help me with that. Thank you.
Here it is.
That's,
so it's going to be baking inside here?
It's going to bake inside there.
Ah.
So essentially, you coat your fish, get it all nicely coated up.
Now, there are different types of casserole dishes, and I don't know, is there a particular reason for this choice?
There's no particular reason. The important thing is to get one that withstands the heat properly. Some of them are a bit flimsy and they end up, you know, breaking and all whatnot. So it's just important when you're selecting. You get one that's sturdy and will be able to withstand the heat.
So now, this dish is something that could be made with catfish.
Oh,
and
sure.
it's the same process. You have to cut into
You make your incisions
on
your catfish, and coat it properly.
Okay.
Yes, and do the coating left and right.
Besides this, if I want to add more vegetables, are there things I can add, or this is just the way
you can actually add as much as you want, depending on what kind of vegetables you want. These are just basic vegetables for stir fry.
Okay.
So you know, it's always I like carrots. I love cabbage and all whatnot and all those.
So this is all we're doing with the fish?
No, this is not what we're doing with the fish.
What else are we doing?
Then we take our, let me bring it here so people can see. Then we take our ground garlic.
Okay.
Right?
That's a lot of garlic.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Garlic seems to be a main ingredient in this.
It is. Yeah, remember that our fish is supposed to be garlic and soy sauce. Yes. You have your soy sauce.
Okay. Also going through all the incisions.
Yes.
Now, the soy sauce, is it so it can give the fish this brownish look at the end when it's ready?
Not just brownish, the brownish look. Soy sauce has a taste of its own, and it gives it a, how will I put it now, a certain flair, especially when it comes to seafood.
Okay. So you'd recommend soy sauce whenever one is making seafood?
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
Okay.
Lets the juices come up, you know.
Very well.
Very well.
So this is ready to go into the oven?
That's right.
All right. So what's the next step? Let me let you continue with this while you take us through the next step.
The next step is we have our water here.
The water for the pasta, right?
That's right.
Okay.
The water for
so we're going to boil the pasta.
It's nice and it's on the fire.
Okay.
So it's still heating up. So we need it to get to boiling point, and then we pop our pasta into it.
All right.
So that it can boil.
Okay.
It's supposed to cook for maybe like 10, 15 minutes. Not completely done, but done enough to be edible, but not completely. Yeah.
And of course, we'll be making the veggies much later.
Yeah.
Well, we have to get to some commercials now. Entertainment news will be coming up when we return. Remember, it's Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Welcome, it's still Wake Up Nigeria, and we are here for about the best part of the show, entertainment news with the one and only Honeypot here with me. It's great to have you.
Yeah, always good to be here.
Okay, all right. So this morning we're starting with the reincarnation of Fela.
Okay, so that's Wizkid, because Wizkid is 27 years old, and guess what? He has babies with 3 baby mamas.
That's the ones we know.
Okay, so wow.
That's what we know.
Wow.
The ones we know.
So Shola.
You know their names, sir?
Binta.
Okay.
Jada.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the ones we know.
All right, so during an interview, Wizkid actually said that, you know, people, the girls in his life actually know that, you know, is not a one-woman person.
He can't
so
be
they are
monogamous.
comfortable with it, and it does not even believe in monogamy.
Do you think he's been real? Like, we've always had ladies say that it's not in the nature that men are polygamous in nature.
Yes, we hear that every time, and most women don't even like to hear that. But see, should we say it is what it is? This guy is just being real.
It's been real, right?
It's been real, because so many people would get married and then they will still have side chicks and then they will still do this and that, but then he's just been real. But then what is the world turning to? I know some people are asking, and they're saying this thing about having baby mamas, right? They don't like commitment.
Well, okay. Well, let's move on to something else, as DJ Copy is in the news this time, and she's trying to clear the air. Do you think there's any air that needs to be cleared?
Well, because, you know, people just want to know what's happening in your life, especially when you are a public figure, and especially when you are the child of this billionaire.
Okay, so she's trying to say that she's not dating she's not dating, as it were.
Yes, so she's trying to say that she's not dating Mr. Easy and that she's not dating Asika. Okay, Asika. Okay, now the reason she said so, she said that because I think a lot of people mistake her for her sister. So she said that she has a sister who's Temi, and she is DJ Copy. That is, people should get it clear and all of those. I think she's just trying to clear the air that, and people are saying, so what do you now say about the pictures we saw? The picture we saw of you, just both of you in the cinema, like, you know, it was just only you. And you know, I love that. Haven't you ever thought of that? Like your girlfriend and you will be the only person. Okay,
let's watch the movie together with everybody. We already Uzi Maliko, me and you. All right, but then, not so very interesting story here. T-Bills is reportedly filing for divorce from Tiwa Savage.
So I don't know if he actually caught some people unawares, like, oh, wow. Because we thought that things worked out already, especially with the fact that we heard that they had a coach who was, you know, helping them out with their issues. But now it is actually T-Bills, they said, as it is reported, who is filing for this divorce because, you know, and we heard that he has relocated to the US and that Tiwa is just facing her business. She feels that her career was jeopardized in one way or the other with this public display the other time. So he's filing for divorce.
All right, what works best for them? Let's hope for the best for them. All right, and then finally, Lizzie Anjorin is in the news, and you see, I love what she's doing, man. She knows say no be by her power, no be by her might, now by the sugar daddy, and she's giving it out there.
So exactly what she wanted to achieve, she achieved because she wanted your attention, and you have given her the attention. So,
but she was being truthful here. We have a number of ladies who have sugar daddies, and then they want to do when they finish, they say,
what
you
I'm
ask them,
saying.
you just bought a car, how far? Now go do.
No, exactly what I'm saying here. No, this is quite different because I know that Miss Vimbai, I just want to put this, Miss Vimbai said something about ladies who go after sugar daddies and that, okay, it is your choice. She's not even condemning you, but she's saying here that do not even confuse these young people, girls.
Yes,
tell them, you know, let them know the real
hustle now.
But now Lizzie Anjorin was talking about a sugar daddy. She actually twisted it. She was talking about God. And she was, yes, she said that the name of my sugar daddy is highest chief.
Want to end this news now? This is where this news will end.
So that's somebody who has changed your, turned your shame to praise.
She's just trying to joke with us now. So that when you ask them, I say, ah, now God, madam.
But she was talking about God.
That dropped the Range
she wanted this, and this is what she's getting. I beg. Oh, she twisted it. She wanted this, and she has gotten your attention.
Okay. Thank you very much, on the It's always good having you.
Thank you.
That's all we can take on entertainment news. We'll go on a short break now. And when we get back, of course, Yomi is going to be with Taiwo Akinlami.
All right. So our next guest, the entertainment news were quite interesting this morning. So our next guest is Taiwo Akinlami. I hope I got that right. He's a lawyer, a child rights advocate, and a UNICEF consultant.
He's here today to talk to parents on how to navigate the role of being parents to teenagers in the 21st century. Now, it comes with a lot of challenges, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of some.
So if you're a parent or a parent-to-be, don't go anywhere because the discussion is about to start.
You're welcome, Mr.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so I'm just trying to think of where to start because it's such a huge issue.
Yes,
teenagers...
It's a symposium discussion.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm thinking we should start from the beginning. What is it that parents of teenagers actually need to know that their children are going through, their teenagers are going through at this point?
Okay, I think the first thing is that it's a very difficult time to be a young person. Okay. It's a very difficult time to be a child. It's a very difficult time to be a teenager because the challenges that teenagers face are enormous. Unfortunately, those who handle them, the handlers, primary caregivers, the parents, and the other caregivers, the teachers and neighbors don't understand these issues. We mistake when we were growing up to when these children are growing up. Now today, children face challenges in the area of drug addiction. They face challenges in the area of pornography, masturbation, being engaged in sexual activities, and all of these are accentuated and made possible or accelerated by the availability of technology. Everything a child wants is just a button away. Gone are those gone are those days when you ground a child and the child is in the room. But when you ground a child today and you give the child a telephone and the child has access to internet, that's not grounding. The child is all over the world. So the other day, a child was caught in the US, 8-year-old boy driving a car with the 3-year-old sister. And when the police finally flagged him down, and it was asked, how did you learn how to drive? YouTube. I just watched YouTube, and from then I learned how to drive. Wow. So you find that today we are yet to take into cognizance the enormous challenges that young people are facing. And we are yet to take into cognizance the kind of support, the kind of value system we need to put in place to ensure that they're able to deal with all these responses. These distractions are just so many. And young people have, short attention span. Now, look at this short attention span and so many things are in the works, requesting for their attention. I think they're not to talk of drugs, because everything is drug now. Codeine, painkillers and all of that. Because young people are just looking for how to cope in a world that is full of distractions.
I think one of the things that, you touched on a number of issues now, and it's the 21st century. Yeah. Things are not the way they used to be, as it were, even for parents, because now, in the old days, you would see your dad when he's going to work, and then you go to school, or at least he will take you to school and then go to work and then pick you up in the afternoon.
So they're more around.
Yeah, so they're more around. So growing up, I saw my dad, pretty much like 2 or 3 times a day before I go and see my mom in the afternoon. So, but now things have changed a little bit. Parents are out early. They've gone by 5 a.m. before the kids are awake. Yes. By the time the kids are asleep, parents are getting back home. So sometimes 2-3 days, a lot of parents haven't seen their kids. So now you're talking about helping the children go through this process of growth. What are the things that parents should start doing, even if I'm a busy parent?
Okay, I think the first thing we need to recognize is that children need direction. They cannot lead themselves. So whichever way we look at it, we have to create that time. It is difficult, but the whole idea is, why bring them to this world when we do not have time or the commitment to raise them? Now, a car does not find direction for itself, at least as today, before you begin to have driverless cars. Yeah. But as of today, there's no weapon that can give itself direction. So the number one thing is we need to recognize the fact that it's a matter of priority, what matters to you. Because the children you don't raise today, they're going to be your crisis tomorrow. The other day I was talking to an old woman who is in her late 80s, and she was telling me that, her children today are a big burden to her. She's built her house in a highbrow area. She's a landlady. She's well-to-do financially, but she's not happy because our children have not given her that space to be happy. And the truth of the matter is that children turn out the way you train them. And so the fundamental thing is that we agree that times are hard, things have changed for parents. I went to public primary school, public secondary school, public university. My school fees in Lagos State University till I graduated was 90 naira. So my education was not a burden to my parents. But today the story is different. So parents go to private creche, private nursery school, private primary school, private secondary school, private university, and private postgraduate. So if you remove the burden of education alone from parents today, they will find some breathing space. So the point therefore is that we recognize the challenges that parents face, but most importantly, we need to recognize that young people need to be trained. If you do not train them, they are not going to receive, and this is the point. When you don't train, they pick up on their own. Nature does not allow vacuum, so they have to find a way to give expression to themselves. Unfortunately, all the things outside are not positive. There's a lot of negative things out there that are not positive. So I wrote an article like 2010 for The Punch, and I said, vacancy, parents apply within. What is happening is that our children, young people, are carrying a placard saying vacancy. There's a vacancy in the area of raising us. There's a vacancy in the area of parenting. You guys, people should come and apply. And who are the people that apply? Pedophiles. Who are the people that apply? Musicians. Who are the people that apply? People that have no positive value to communicate to the children. So you find today that parents are going through a lot, our nation is going through a lot. When you go to the universities, particularly private universities, you see that the universities are dealing with serious crisis that, you know, if care is not taken, we are dealing with a crisis of a very high proportion.
Wow. Amazing.
Honestly, it's a mouthful, and it's not a discussion we can have, you know, in one.
It's a symposium.
Yes.
Because the issues are quite many.
There's so many.
And I think this is the beginning of a discussion, and hopefully we'll probably
invite you back.
Have a series that we can, you know, talk about these things and address the issues one after the other. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mr. Akinlami, thank you so
All right,
much.
please, let's keep the conversation going on social media. We are at TVC Connect with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. What are the pressures you are going through, probably as a teenager or a parent of a teenager? Talk to us, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to you.
All right, we're going to go on a quick break now. Of course, we'll be right back and find out what's going on in the kitchen.
You're welcome back to the kitchen right here on your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Yvonne is our chef of the day, and she has been very busy. Let's catch up with her. So we're making quite a mouthful today, in fact.
Yes, baked croaker fish in soy and garlic sauce with veggie pasta.
Veggie pasta.
Veggie pasta.
So we have the fish in the oven right now.
Yes, that's doing nicely.
Right.
And now we're getting on to the next stage. We have our water boiling for the spaghetti. Don't worry.
Just check your screen right now. You see the ingredients as well as what we're making today: baked croaker fish in garlic and soy sauce, as well as veggie pasta.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we've diced our vegetables.
Okay.
We have it all nicely cut up. We've diced the onions, the carrots, the green pepper, the spring onions. We have it all nicely chopped up in here.
Okay.
So we're going to stir fry it a bit.
Okay.
Yes. So we have our groundnut oil.
It's already, it's
nicely heating up.
I love the sound of sizzling. Like you just know something is cooking somewhere.
Yes, it is.
Got all that color.
Lots and lots of color. We like color.
Okay, yes. So that's the vegetable for the veggie pasta.
Yes.
So we're going to stir fry this.
Yes, we are.
For how long?
Till it's nice and cooked.
Okay, so afterwards, what do we do? Are we adding any seasoning?
Yes, we are. We'll add a little bit of my famous seasoning.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't tell us about.
Never. We are going to add the cabbage as well, but not yet. Because cabbage is, it doesn't take very long to cook.
Okay.
So it usually comes last.
Okay.
Now we have our paprika here too.
Okay. What does the paprika do? I know it's usually used for Indian, Asian food.
Yes, I usually just like that Asian flair.
Okay.
In my food. Gives it a certain, you know,
kind of sweet
added
taste. Yeah.
So we have this coming along nicely.
Very nice.
While we're waiting for our water to boil.
Okay.
But essentially, the spaghetti, you cook it just the regular way you cook spaghetti. Yes.
Okay.
The water boils, you add it in, it cooks, and the only difference is you don't allow it to get completely soft.
Okay.
Yes, you don't allow, because you're still going to add this to it, and this is still going to steam along with it. Yes. So if you let it get too soft while boiling, then you end up with a mushy, completely mushy combo, which is not very palatable.
Now, for the spaghetti, we'll have to drain the water.
Yes, you have to drain the water.
So we
have to drain the water in a sieve, so that it becomes nice and dry. Okay. So when that is done, so when this is ready and cooked, you essentially add it to your drained spaghetti.
Oh, so this goes in here, not the other way around.
No.
I was thinking we're going to take out the spaghetti and put in here.
No.
Okay, so
you can do it this way because the spaghetti is more volume.
Yeah.
So you need a place where you can turn.
Very large.
Yes, you need a place you can turn. If you put it in here, you won't be able to turn properly, and you end up not doing an even job.
Okay,
So
this whole stirring process can take up to 5 minutes, obviously.
Yes, depending
just
on
till
how
you get it cooked.
nice and cooked.
But the carrots should still remain crunchy.
Yes, the green pepper crunchy. Just let it steam nicely and let it be at least edible, so it's not too raw. A lot of people don't eat raw veggies.
Well, a lot of people, not all people. Oh my. So no seasoning, like the usual, put it in, well, you already put all your stuff here anyway.
No,
so.
I don't like it when food is too busy. A lot of people do the whole curry and thyme thing, but I'm not too much of a fan of all that sort of thing.
You like it simple and...
Nice and simple. And also that way it allows the juices of all, because you see all these veggies, they all have their own juices.
Yes.
So if you need to let them come out.
Okay.
If you add too much stuff, it just covers up the whole essence of the veggies.
I'm totally loving all that color. That's just it. I love color in food.
I do too.
It looks more attractive that way.
I do too.
All right, wait till you see the fish. Can we take a look at what the fish looks like?
Sure.
Now? Okay.
Let's do that.
Let's see what the fish looks like. It's still cooking, by the way. Of course, you know what we did with the fish. We made some incisions on the fish and seasoned it, okay? Now, after seasoning it, we put some garlic on it. That's blended garlic, as well as some soy sauce. And then, of course, we stuck it in the oven. It's been in the oven now for about 20 minutes. So, oh my goodness.
It's done, actually.
It is. So this brownish part, that's the soy sauce?
That's the soy sauce.
Okay.
That's the soy sauce.
Oh my. So you see, the fish is ready. It doesn't take that long to cook.
It doesn't.
Nice.
That's the soy sauce.
So that little bit of incision we made in the fish, just look at the look it has given the fish. Like, you just think it's being cut up. There's a lot of swallowing going on here.
There is.
Yeah, you know what they say, bit on me, like.
Yes.
Okay.
So the fish is done. So what we need to just do is just hold on for our water.
So we're not putting the fish in the stir fry or anything, it's on its own?
No, the fish is on its own.
Okay.
The fish is on its own. So we're back to our stir fry here.
Yeah.
It's coming along nicely.
Now, what heat did we make use of for this?
What heat?
Yes, for the oven.
Temperature-wise?
Yes.
I think we did about 160.
160.
Yeah, we did about 160 degrees.
160 consistently for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fish really doesn't need that long, as long as it can, you know, seize an adequate amount of heat.
Okay.
If it was chicken or meat, that would probably take longer. But fish, fish is not that sensitive.
I just love the look of this. I just love the look of this. This is something you can always make at home.
Yes, it is. It's very simple. It's a simple enough dish.
Yeah.
You can do, the children will love it, especially because of all the colors. Children like color in their food. And it's pasta. Children love pasta.
The old sloppy thing.
Yes,
like,
they do.
Yeah.
They slurp it all up.
So as you can see, the stir fry, it's coming along nicely. The juices are all out.
Yes, it is. They're all coming nicely.
Okay, so we need to check this water. It's beginning to freak me out. I think it's ready.
It's boiling.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe a few more minutes.
Okay.
Or do we put it in now?
Let's put it in.
Okay, let's put it in.
Everything will come together.
Okay. I have a feeling it's going to boil pretty fast. Now, the school of thought would say don't break the pasta. Is there a reason you are breaking it?
No particular reason.
You just
I'm just making it make it easier.
Okay.
I'm actually not a break your pasta kind of person.
Oh, okay.
Because I like to twirl it around my cutlery when I'm eating.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's cover that up.
There you go.
Hopefully
that goes fast. Well, considering how much heat that has retained, it shouldn't take so long.
You taste.
How fast? Nice, I can tell. Titi will do all the honors for me today. Don't worry. I passed the baton to her. Let her do all the tasting and all.
Okay, then.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to dig into this. Like, I'm already imagining so many things I could do. Like, with this fish, I can just even stick the stir fry in it.
You could eat it with it?
You could eat it with it,
yeah. Without the pasta.
Yeah.
For those who are on diet and running away from carbs.
Yeah.
Unlike some of us. So you can do it that way. And
Did
just
you
eat
just
it with
say
it.
that?
No, I didn't.
So you can't be bothered either way. You love yourself. I like that. Okay. This stir fry.
Yeah.
You just want to carry it and start, you know, eating it all up. Now, since it's kind of like seafood, we're making use of fish, would it be okay to include prawns and...
In your stir fry?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
You can.
It will give it just a little more zing. Yes. And even you could swap the pasta if you're not a pasta person, because I've been made to understand that not everybody eats pasta in the adults. Children, yes, but not everybody. You could do rice.
Okay.
You could do rice with it and just do the whole combo with your boiled rice. And it will come out really nice. And you have it with your fish.
Nice. So many possibilities and so much deliciousness, I tell you.
It's
but
actually...
I need you to stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go nowhere.
It's Tuesday morning on Wake Up Nigeria, and we are ready to bring you the very best.
Yes, you already know.
Entertainment.
Every single weekday, we're here every morning. And of course, we're really passionate about bringing you the right information and entertainment that you need to start your day.
All right, and we have Mike bringing you some of that latest news in the world of technology for tech lovers.
Yes, indeed. I think we all need updating in that tech area. And on female play directors and the challenges they face in an African society, usually considered patriarchal, Ifeoma Fafnwa, the producer and director of Here Ward Naija, will be joining us in a bit.
From lighter issues like pressures from society to be married, barrenness, harassment in the workplace, to heavier issues like rape, child bride issues, circumcision, and battery.
Yeah, indeed.
So
quite a lot of issues there.
Let's not talk about this one now. Something just happened right now. Now, somebody was supposed to come and see somebody. I'm part of this.
I don't understand.
There are 4 somebodies involved in this now.
Okay.
There are 4 somebodies involved in this.
Okay.
Now, somebody was supposed to come and see somebody. But this somebody decided to go with another somebody. Who are females. These 2 somebodies are females. So she was looking for escort to go there. Now, the escort was going to see her first love.
That when the story is coded like this,
just know, you know.
Look
now,
for names
okay, no. Now, correct. Why just 4 like this now?
All right.
So now somebody is going to see somebody.
So
and she
Mary's
wants
going to see
escort.
Mary's going to see.
Understand? So escort says, I'm going to see somebody because my first love is where somebody is. So let me go and see him. But once both of them are ready to move, Boo of this one now returns. Because Boo just came back. So Boo now, God just sent Boo to come and safeguard his property. My point is that relationships or stuff these days can be really fickle.
Okay.
Like very fickle. Like and she was already ready to go see her ex. You understand? But then the guy came around, she's like, okay, maybe I'll just postpone it a bit.
So in other words, she was planning to abandon her present boo for the old boo.
Abandon.
Or go and see the old boo.
Collect retirement benefits.
Mike.
Not abandon.
Mike.
She was going to collect pension. So just collect some pension and come back. So that's the concept.
So I think we now understand.
It's called the alimony.
No, I now think we understand the reason why Mike is still single. Because of all this, everybody's boo as a boo kind of
No. I just talk. Don't.
Please.
Well, this is not...
Anyway, Mike, I thought you were going to talk about that Blue Ivy's letter to our mom and grandma.
Like, that girl, something to do her. She auctioned, she bought a painting of $10,000. As small as that girl. During Grammy, she was telling her parents to keep quiet.
No, she wasn't telling them to keep quiet. She was making a lot of noise with their...
But her parents are obviously, pushing her into the limelight. I don't know if it's too early.
Yeah.
What?
But, they're obviously doing that.
They're obviously doing that, I think so.
If she has $10,000 to buy art, man, let her buy some art.
Tyler Perry bought one at 20. She went for 18. She was bidding with Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she went for 19 and then Tyler Perry.
She can afford it. It's the same way if I go into a bookshop with my kids.
Let me not shake one table
and two people want to buy a book. Fine, it's an expensive book. If you have the money to buy the book,
you buy it. You buy it.
Are you serious?
That's what you call child empowerment.
Headlines in the papers coming up. Yomi and Titi, take it away.
Thank you. Mike, let's start with The Guardian newspaper. How PDP looted billions weeks to 2015 elections by Oshibajo. Opposition party wants VP to name suspects, says it's figure propaganda blame game. IGP Idris orders immediate withdrawal of police officers from VIPs, others. Interesting there. We've raised fiscal stimulus for infrastructure, says Buhari. Monarch, wife, 9 others feared killed in fresh Kogi attacks. Dogara backs restructuring to foster unity, equity. And internationally, Zimbabwe publishes list of nation looters chasing $827 million. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, on the cover of this day, we've got herdsmen strike again in Kogi, kill a traditional ruler, his wife, 10 others. A U.S. government backs autumn on ranching. IG withdraws policemen from VIPs, deploys 2,000 personnel in 300 Northeast schools. We haven't effectively tackled corruption, Oshibajo admits, says Jonathan shared 150 billion naira 2 weeks before 2015 elections. CBN deputy governor nominees, others undergo Senate committee screening. And finally, Dogara backs Nigeria's restructuring, all on the cover of this day. Right. And that looks like all we can take right now on the newspaper headlines.
Of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. And we'll be taking a break now, and we'll return with Mike and Tech News.
All right, welcome back. And then we're doing the tech news today, of course, Tech Tuesday. We're looking at news, updates, recent stuff, and we have quite interesting stuff today. And you know that whenever it's going to be interesting stuff, we have one and only, none other than
Hi. It's so good to be back.
I didn't want to use the normal way I did that, but then, hey, come on, how you doing?
I'm fabulous, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Have you had breakfast this morning?
Yeah, I have, you know. Funny, yeah,
what
sorry.
Time did you get here? I already have. Okay, let's just get straight to
Let's go straight to it.
Okay, so now, prior to this time, I know we'd already spoken about on the show that Steve Jobs' letter was up for auction, but now it has been sold.
It has been sold. Okay. So Steve Jobs applied for a job in 1973, I believe, and that application letter that he actually wrote went for $174,000. It's not the first time that letter has been auctioned anyway. The last time it was auctioned, we're not sure how many times it's been auctioned, but the last time it was auctioned, it sold for $18,750, and it was then.
Wait, is it gold? Or is it land?
I mean, it's Steve Jobs, you know.
Is it?
He's an influential person in the tech ecosystem.
So that means like maybe 2020 now, we don't auction it again, you go like $300,000
It could, you know. After it sold for $18,000, it was then valued at $50,000, but now it's sold at ×3 that price. It was sold by a young tech entrepreneur in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah.
So keep your application letters.
And there were, interestingly, some spelling errers in that application letter.
I did.
A few spelling errors, in fact.
I mean, come on, man, he's also human.
Absolutely.
Or he was human, because at one point he...
But people apply via computers and whatnot these days, so that human feeling might be
lost. No longer there and all of that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but then that's quite a big one. Okay, so moving on now. This is one very, very interesting story Bella is ready for. 3D printed homes.
Yo, man.
3D printed homes. Now, this is this is not just the future, this is now.
Most amazing, I'm telling you. So according to statistics, about 1 billion or more people go to bed homeless.
Wow.
I mean, I was going out over the weekend and I saw people living under the bridge, and it just, you know, struck something in me. And the fact that people are looking at making accommodation and housing cheaper, you know, I think is just novel. It's a beautiful thing. And 3D printers have come to the rescue.
Okay, now, but the point is this is the down part. Jobs will be lost.
Yeah, well, we cannot excuse that. That's the truth.
The other day, I saw something online. I think it was Mashable or so. There's this automated chef.
Yeah.
There's an automated chef. Now you go to fuel stations or petrol stations now, and you don't see attendants. You serve yourself. Everything now, you come to maybe a studio and the cameras are automated. One person can just control it and all over.
But we can't say because of these things we should stop advancing.
Okay,
we cannot
well,
say that.
The point now that this home now, you don't need laborers.
You don't need laborers. So here's the thing: everyone would now need skills. You need to have technological skills, and I'm glad that we have talked about children learning about technology from an early age, because it gets to a point where you have to know how to handle these things. You have to know how to operate these things. Your 3D machine, for instance, that's going to print out the concrete that the houses are going to be built on, have to be manned by people. And if you don't know how to handle these things, you will not be able to maybe even buy it or simplify living for people in your neighborhood, for instance.
Okay, so
if you have enough money, perhaps to buy a 3D printer, I mean, I think this is really amazing.
Okay.
Because all that is required is for you to buy the concrete, and then the design that you want that house to, you know, eventually look like would be imputed on that 3D printer. So the 3D printer would now arrange the concrete, print the concrete, so to speak, with the design that you have put in it.
Okay,
so
now do you know what
don't
happens,
need brick and all
I just
that
feel like
anymore.
maybe next time we'll come up, we should talk about the importance of teaching kids.
And everybody, for that matter.
How technology is taking over, how important it is.
Yes.
You're not just, you're going to be left out of the world if you
Absolutely.
if you're not computer literate.
True story. And we can also touch on things that people can, if you feel disadvantaged in a technological world, things that you can do so, you know, you remain relevant.
Man, this is serious, man.
I know.
This is serious, man. Like,
I know.
as much as I even know, I'm thinking I have to upgrade my own knowledge, because
Absolutely.
it's not going to be like, okay, we all know computer. Okay, who knows better? Who knows? Who
But I
has
think we
this?
should be grateful for where Nigeria is. We're not there yet,
Okay.
but we are going there. So we have enough time to make use of the skills that we have. We have enough time to make the money that we have, you know, before we get to that level.
All right. There's one thing there will never be. There will not be robot presenters.
Never.
We'll still be here.
Never.
We'll fight against that one.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, we've got quite a very, very, very interesting story. You know, this is like real influencers.
Absolutely.
You know,
I saw that in the montage.
We have people now that in Nigeria here, we'll call them social media influencers. You just have 20,000 followers, 100,000 followers. I'm a former influencer.
You know.
You're not influencer. Rihanna is a real influencer.
Over 10 million followers.
Why so?
So Rihanna took to her Instagram to complain about something that happened on Snapchat. And she's not the first person to complain about Snapchat. Kylie Jenner, a couple of weeks ago, in fact, complained about the new Snapchat layout and how it was pretty confusing. Even I have stopped using Snapchat. Don't tell anyone.
I won't.
But after she complained about the layouts, Snapchat actually lost a lot of followers, a lot of users rather. Now, Rihanna complained about an ad that was placed on the app that was suggesting domestic violence. So the ad went something like, would you rather slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown? So you had to choose. You know how this poll thing works on Instagram and on Twitter? So that was the game that was being advertised on Snapchat. And she really berated
These guys
Snapchat
are just doing everything wrong.
that.
They're doing everything wrong.
Know,
I don't know what's up
wrong.
with them. That was really a very silly ad.
She was not taking it lightly at all. After she complained about that on her Instagram, it was interesting.
Yeah.
She complained about Snapchat on Instagram. Snapchat had a 4% loss in their stocks.
Wow.
4 to 5% loss in their stocks after she said that.
Now that's big.
That's
big. That's big. Okay, so our final story here, we have people setting off alarms on their Apple devices by mistake.
Yeah. I know. So again, like I always say, you need to know how to handle tech gadgets and whatnot.
Yeah, true that.
If not, things can happen for the worst. So for your, if you have an iWatch, for instance, and you mistakenly press the crown button for maybe 5 to 6 seconds, it could call 911, even when you are not needing the police in your neighborhood at that time of the day. Wow. It could spark off an alarm that could either alert the police or any other kind of alarm for that matter. So people have mistakenly done that. On the iPhones, if you press the side buttons 5 times, it calls 911 as well. It sends an alarm. And then people are complaining about this feature, and people who are very clumsy with their smartphones have had one too many issues with this. So I mistakenly sat down on my phone, for instance, and the button was pressed for a long time, and oops, 911 is my house. But I don't need 911. Oh, it was a mistake. So people are having to turn off the entire SOS thing on their smartphones, which is not very safe.
It's not very safe.
So yeah, Apple needs to work on that because it's really not performing well on their devices. Either that or just make it more user-friendly.
You know, we could go on this chat for like 1 hour.
I know.
We just have to end now. Thank you very much. It's always great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so now it's time for Yomi and Titi to have a chat with Ifeoma Fafunwa. Hey, Yomi and Titi, how you guys doing?
Thanks, Mike. I think, you know, really soon, you know, all this tech news should be bringing phones. I don't know why Mike isn't getting us Samsung
or even Bella Rose.
Apple phones. You guys, you should start giving us stuff like that, really.
Honestly, in fact, Bella Rose, I think we should open an office for you somewhere around here. Maybe we'll make it happen. All right, then.
So Ifeoma Fafunwa made her debut in 2007 with the Nigerian version of Yves Ensler's Vagina Monologues. In 2014, her own production, Hereward, hit the stage in Lagos.
The play is an all-female cast, and it calls on women to aspire to greater things.
Yeah, of course, and she's joining us this morning, talking about some of her exploits over the past few months.
Okay, so there's so much about you, about what you've been able to put together. We didn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
It was just so much, and she's such a beautiful woman, don't you think? She's amazing.
Calm.
Okay, so I got to watch Vagina Monologues years ago. A lot of amazing actors there. And on Hereward Naija, the cast is just
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And phenomenal females is my thing. But it feels like the conversation about gender equality, you know, it's still very relevant, but you seem to have made it a priority. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, I mean, it just happened that the world, I guess, sometimes you don't know why you're driven in a certain direction, but the entire globe now is looking towards gender parity. And so for us, it's working out. We've been doing Hereward now for 3 years. Prior to that, you know, they had the V monologues and the Vagina monologues even before that. So, you know, Yves Ensler had been pushing the agenda for 15 years or something like that. But yes, for us, we're lucky that right now the world is using social media and looking toward how women can collaborate and make demands for better, you know, for equality. So it's working for us because we're outside Nigeria now with the show.
Yeah. So let's talk about the message of Hereward and the fact that, you know, you had that play in several communities in Nigeria, connecting with average individuals. So initially, when you think about plays and, you know, theater in Nigeria, you're thinking about, you know, upper middle class and all of that. But you decided that, okay, Hereward, people needed to hear that word on the streets and in the communities. And you even translated it in several languages. But how did you begin to think about the average woman and not just, you know, people who are upscale?
Yeah, well, you know, the material covers the gamut in terms of not just the issues, but in terms of the types of women. We wanted all women. I wanted it to be a universal story. So even though it's about Nigerian women, you know, you're always aware of how that manifests in India, how does it manifest in, you know, in the US, etc. Although in the humble beginnings, I didn't really think of it globally. And then I've always been somebody who has thought about, you know, art for everyone. why not? So yes, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, we went to Mushi Market. We've been to Oshodi bus stop. We've taken it round to students in universities around Nigeria, and then Makoko, so, and translated it into Yoruba, Pidgin. You know, Makoko, we had to do the Gombe version of it, as well as their own issues. There's a student version of it that has student issues, you know, particular to campus life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was important for everybody to hear.
We're just going to take a break now, just a quick break for some commercials, and then we'll come back with Ifeoma.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we're back with Ifeoma Fafunwa, who's joining us this morning and talking about her international exploits. Recently back from Harvard.
Yes, indeed.
And all of that.
So Hereward was one of the only 3 Nigerian performances invited to perform at the United Nations International Women's Celebration. I have to say that is amazing.
Can you just give us an idea of how much work goes into a production like this? I mean, the rehearsals and everything.
Yeah, I mean, quite a bit of work, but then this has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So, you know, the ladies have stayed with the production. The actresses have been with the production now for 3.5 years. So the work really is more in the logistics and in raising funding. Sometimes that's the work, you know, to do the show.
I'm wondering what the response was in Harvard in the US to the plays, because we know it went there, but what was the immediate response to what you put together?
Well, we had to change lines in the play and remove Pidgin and Nigerian. So we had to get it so people could relate to it. But the response was very positive, very, very positive. I mean, every show was full. Oh, wow. So yeah, and that was 19 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, 19 shows straight. Every show was full. The theater is the American Repertory Theater, which is in the compound of Harvard University and does work directly with Harvard University.
So we usually see, you know, men directing productions of this scale. I have to ask, as a female in production, directing, putting this together, casting, how difficult was all this?
It's only difficult because one doesn't have enough staff or help. Because there are so many moving parts to productions. And I think we're just getting to a place in Nigeria where people are ready to invest in theater. You know, there's investment in music, there's investment in comedy, but theater is coming along. It's coming along, but that's the struggle, because the live theater is expensive, and you know, you do it one time and then it's gone. If you didn't see it that time, you know, it's not like a film that you can then pop in. So,
one of the things that many people don't know about you is that you're originally an architect, and then you made this transition into. Was it something that was born out of passion, and you just decided that, look, this is something I really, really, really have to do? How did you make that transition?
I always liked theater, and I just didn't have enough nerve to demand that of the universe, because I'm of the generation where you wanted to be, you know, parents wanted to be a lawyer, doctor, and an accountant. Yeah. And even though my parents never said that, it was just in the air. It was in the atmosphere. So it took me a lot of time in my life, way into my 40s, to actually start saying, you know what, this is not going to work for me. I need to do something different. Wow. And to make that demand, to make that space in the universe, to create it, to tell my clients that I wasn't designing anymore.
So you actually had to do that?
Yes, I had to repeat it. Wow. Over and over again. But you know, it's a luxury that my husband afforded me, because I said to him, this is what I've always wanted to do. And he said, okay, go try it. And, you know, I'll cover for, he gave me a number of years, which
so if it doesn't work, you must
we've exceeded the years now. So the pressure is on.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've exceeded
okay, so I'm always I had my doubts about how far theatre could actually go in Nigeria. I used to watch stage plays that were performed in my secondary school, Queen's College. I used to watch them in Unilag with Theatre 15, and I used to go, but I just felt like there wasn't much hope because of, you know, the fact that people were not supporting a lot of these theatre groups.
And of course, that actors as well weren't earning enough money to get by. Yeah.
So, but there is some sort of growth now. But what do you think we need now to make sure that that theatre in Nigeria gets better?
Well, theatre around the world is supported by patrons, corporations, and government.
Okay.
So I think really now we're at that place where government has to get involved. We still have, most theater is supported by corporations in Nigeria. Wow. So we're yet to get the patron involved and the government involved. But I think because, you know, you would have, even our run at Harvard, you know, was supported both by large corporations, but they were individual patrons.
Oh, wow.
That, yes, were listed that were American patrons.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
We've had Nigerians support on the personal, you know, level, but it's rare, very rare. And I think that's where we need to be, where someone can say the run of this show is put on by Mr. and Mrs. Such. Yeah, so it's like a gift to the community because you buy a ticket, but the ticket only covers about 30% of the cost of the play.
All right, so we're talking about International Women's Month. We're talking about the play Hear Word. And it looks like the message is for women, but also the men watching and the men, you know, listening as well. Right now, you just talked about you going into theatre in your 40s and your husband supporting you. What's the message for the men? At the end of the day, at the end of this whole thing?
Well, the message for the men is that Nigeria will be a much better place if everybody is involved and engaged in nation building.
Okay.
If everybody is a part of decision making, if everybody is a part of leadership, then we have a rounded sense of what we need as a nation. Okay. And I think if you look at the whole of Africa, it's the same thing. You know, there's a point of view that women have that is necessary. You can see it if you relate to even your home. I mean, the nation is like a home. So why would you be calling all the shots just from one side? It makes no sense. Yeah.
And on that note, I think it's time for breakfast. I think we should head into the kitchen. And
we hope you can join us.
Please.
Yeah, well, I would like to.
I'm really wondering what's been put together.
Chef Yvonne has been doing her thing as usual.
Thank you. Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Chef.
Wait. I'd like everyone to see it.
Yeah, on camera.
This is what we've arrived at.
Let me see if I can sit in this chair.
That's what Chef Yvonne has been busy doing.
Yeah.
It's,
so you have your baked croaker fish in soy and garlic sauce with the vegetable pasta.
All right, fantastic.
Nice.
Interesting.
So we'd like you to try it now.
Yes, go ahead.
Tell us what you make.
Do the honors, please.
Yeah.
Please tell us how it is.
You can start from anywhere.
Well, I'm going to start with the pasta.
Okay.
Now, so people would eat a heavy pasta for breakfast like this. Yes. Then I can go straight to work on the farm, right? I need it for my work.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Very nice. And I like that sort of slight peppery thing.
That's got
color is
on.
very nice. Fresh onions.
Thank you.
Let me try
The fish.
your croaker, which you say is baked. That means it's not oily, right?
No, it's not.
So I have that.
Yeah. It's not oily at all.
I'm like,
There feels like some tension here.
there's tension.
Tension.
We're holding
Wanna
our
know
breaths. The
verdict?
judge.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Very nice.
All
She
right.
likes it. So
Very, very nice.
on that note, we're going to be rounding off the show this morning. Thank you so much
I'm still going.
to all our guests for joining us.
Of course.
And to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. Thank you.
And of course, a big shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for styling our hair. And big shout out to Chef Yvonne for putting this meal together.
Very nice.
Lavon Cuisine in the building.
And big shout out to Yvonne Mafa for joining us this morning. Thank you so much.
Follow us on social media at TVC Connect with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
We will be back again tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Bye.